Okay, Brad's done it now. He decided that it would be fun, you know, to pretty much just post a Let's Play that isn't really even a Let's Play. So I'm doing it too. Yep, Donkey Kong 64 is the one I chose. I didn't have to choose it, but I kinda did. See, Donkey Kong 64 is one of those games that just gets crapped on all the time. And there's not really any reason to why. Now, I didn't record my voice while playing the game because there's times where I'll get distracted and just not focus on talking. So, instead, I'll just talk about the game. It's much easier that way. Donkey Kong 64 was the first N64 game I ever owned. Like, bought and paid for, mine. I bought it at a GameStop in Rockford, Illinois, which, yeah, that's a place. No, it's where my mom is not from, but was raised most of her life. And we went there for my cousin's wedding at the time. And this was 2003? And it's really funny because I missed the entire generation of the N64. I didn't get one until that year. So, yeah, I was kind of late to the party, if you want to call it a party, which kind of is. I mean, Mario Party. Come on. But when I was there, I was like, I really want something. Like, it was my birthday, too. Like, around this time was my birthday. As a matter of fact, the wedding happened on my birthday, which was kind of odd. Never had that happen before. So, I got a bunch of gift cards and stuff, and I was like, I want to go to GameStop. I was like, I want to see what they have here. And this place was huge for a GameStop. This was like an emporium, I think is what they called it. The GameStop Emporium. It had an upstairs in it. And when I say this place was big, huge, I don't mean, you know, oh, this place must have been as big as Walmart. No, it wasn't that big. But it was about, I'd say if you cut a Walmart in half and then took that half and put it on top of the other half, there you go. That's about as accurate as I remember it being. But I was like, I want something that I could play when I get home, because, like, I'm gonna be honest, like, I was still playing the Super Nintendo by that time. And don't get me wrong, the Super Nintendo is by far the best console ever. Like, you could tell me your opinion, I'm just like, no. Like, when something has that much nostalgia and so many great games on it, you can't convince me otherwise. Just being real. But I wanted something when I got home. And I was pretty hyped, too. I was like, yeah, let's get something I haven't played before. Because I had played a little bit of Mario 64, and it was fine. Most people are like, oh, it's like the best N64 game. I'm like, nowadays, if you would ask me that, I'd be like, actually, I think the Zelda titles are far superior to Mario 64. I would even say Donkey Kong 64 is far superior to Mario 64. But they both have the same issue of a horrible camera. The only reason that Mario 64 gets a pass is because it was the first N64 game. They hadn't really figured everything out. Donkey Kong 64 doesn't really have an excuse on that, because it's like, come on, guys. At the time, the N64 had been out for 3 years. Come on, get it together. But when I got home and realized that it had to have an expansion pack, because the one I bought didn't come in a box. So I basically had nothing. I don't even remember where I got my expansion pass. I either bought it from somebody who I was going to school with at the time, or I remember the Walmart where we were living at the time, because we didn't live where we live now around that time. Like, we were fixing to move, but still. But I remember at that Walmart, I was like, what is it? Like, I've seen this before. You know, like, one of my friends let me borrow theirs, and I was like, I've seen this before. And then I remembered, oh, there's one at Walmart. I don't remember if I bought that one, though. Like, I don't remember, so. But Donkey Kong 64 is one of like 6 or 7 games, maybe less. I don't remember really. Games that require that to play. DK64 is one, obviously. Majora's Mask is another one. I think Perfect Dark is another one. I don't remember. And I don't know. Like, there's probably a list on... I mean, there's definitely a list online. There's no probably to that. Somebody's figured this out. But as soon as I got to play it, I was like, this game is fantastic. Hilariously enough, somebody... the person who originally owned the game, you know, their save file was still on there, had 101 or 102% of the game. I don't remember what the percentage is for this one. I know in the Donkey Kong Country games, you can 101 DKC1, DKC2 is 102%, and DKC3 is 103. No, it's 105. 105 is the maximum, and it's weird because that doesn't really make any sense. But like, I started my own playthrough through it, and I was like, "This is awesome! Like, this is a cool game." Like, I didn't really know what else to say about it. I thought it was weird that the Kongs got guns, but that didn't bother me because they were, you know, fruit guns. I didn't care. But the one thing that bothered me, as you know, time went on past that, when I got older and newer systems started coming out, and they were more powerful and they were better, and you know, could do that. I was like, "It's Donkey Kong 64 getting a remake?" And I mean, I'm talking about this was during the time when remakes were starting, but nobody was making fun of it, because at one point in time, you know, it was just remakes, and Nintendo is definitely one of those companies who, yeah, they're all about the remakes. And I'm gonna be honest, I love it when they remake something, because not only does it give me something to go back to, I like to see the enhancements they've made. It's really nice. The only thing that bothers me is I'm kind of also on the board of I'd like to see a new game, but at the same time, like, a lot of the new games I've ever played from Nintendo, it's not that they haven't been great, they just haven't been for me. And it sucks, because I'm like, ugh. But, it's like Breath of the Wild. I am a huge Zelda fan. I will play Zelda over anything else, just about. And when Breath of the Wild came out, it just, it was fine. I thought it was okay for what it was, but it just didn't feel like a Zelda game to me. And I guess I was just so used to the traditional, you know, play, whether it was, you know, like Ocarina of Time or whether it was like A Link to the Past. And you can't fault me for that, because most people prefer the traditional way of playing, but with better laid out dungeons. Like, if you ask me my favorite Zelda games, I'm going to tell you Majora's Mask and Heartbeat, even though there's not a lot to it, really. Like, it's easily beatable. Like, if you're somebody who can't beat it, I don't know what your problem is. But back to Donkey Kong 64, when the Switch came out, and there were rumors, obviously, because there's always rumors, of a bunch of older games getting like remakes, I was like, that's pretty cool. Like, I wonder what they're gonna actually do. Like, Donkey Kong 64 wasn't even in my mind to put on that list because of Rare being a Microsoft product, which is stupid. But when Banjo came out for Smash last year, it kind of told me that anything was kind of possible at this point. And then some more stuff's coming out, and Nintendo is going to be remaking, by the time this video is out, it'll probably be already happening. Supposedly they're remaking Super Mario 64, Galaxy, and Galaxy 2, and something else, and I don't remember what it is. And I was like, that's cool. Like, I mean, here's the thing. I'm all for a remake if you're going to do a legitimate remake. Like Final Fantasy VII Remake, that is a legit remake. Like, if they would have just, you know, just changed some stuff and made the, you know, thing a little different, it wouldn't really be a remake, so to speak. It would just be, hey, we're gonna enhance this a little bit. Wink. Here's your remake. No, that doesn't work for us. It's like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask 3D. Not really a remake, just touched up. And honestly, I would not be mad if those got ported over to the Switch. And I know people will be like, well, it's made for the 3DS. I mean, yeah, I know this. But still, I would love to see it happen because they look better. They play pretty much the same. I mean, there's obviously differences considering that both the originals are basically super old now. No offense if you were born in the 90s, like me, I'm old. But, yeah, like, remakes are something that a lot of people get mad at. I don't. And if it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. I'm one of the few people in the world who thinks that Final Fantasy VII, the original, is just okay. And people get mad. And they're like, oh, you just don't understand. No, I understand. I played JRPGs for a long time. That one just didn't do it for me. Like, if I had to tell you the best JRPG I've ever played, I'm going to tell you Chrono Trigger. Like, in a heartbeat. It's just that good. It's just that... It's got a perfect story, basically. And not just a perfect story, but perfect multiple stories. Because I mean, that could be wrong. Final Fantasy VII, I don't remember it having multiple endings, but it probably does, and I just don't remember. I'm getting off track with all these things. Like, here's what's funny. Me and Brad played this game. He came to my house and we played it, and we tried out the multiplayer. The multiplayer's not good. It's just not good. It shouldn't have even been a thing. If you were going to do multiplayer, it should have just been, hey, you and 3 other people can actually just play as the Kongs. But at the same time, the barrel mechanic where you have to jump in there and switch Kongs out, it wouldn't benefit that. And that kind of sucks. But if it ever got a remake, I'm gonna be honest, like, if they remade Donkey Kong 64 and they changed a lot of stuff, camera for one would be a massive improvement if it was changed. But if they changed the barrel mechanic, where like if other people had like a controller and they can be like, hey, you know, I'm here, we're playing. That would be pretty cool. Like basically a multiplayer, you know, go around and do that. Like, I don't think you could all do it together on the couch because I feel like that'd be too much screen. Like, I feel like it just wouldn't work that way. But like online multiplayer, heck yeah, I would sign up for that. I would petition for that. But like anything else, honestly, people get mad because Donkey Kong 64 is a collectathon. I am not mad at that at all. And I'll tell you why I'm not mad at that. Because if there's not enough in there, then people would get even more mad. It's better to have too much than not enough. Because like that's like Skyrim. Skyrim has a lot of stuff that you're never going to do in one go. And people love it. I love it. It's one of my favorite games. I go back to it all the time, and I get made fun of for it because I have taste in games, and some people don't. Boom, shots fired. But the real reason I go back to Skyrim, though, is once I got my PC and got into mods, it just became more fun. Like, it was fun to begin with. It became more fun when I was able to just mod everything and be like, yeah, awesome. But anyway, yeah, this is my playthrough. Well, playthrough. I already had a save file going, so, and that shows. I just didn't want to go through the opening again, because trust me when I say, Donkey Kong 64 to me is a fantastic, fantastic N64 game. But I'd be lying if I said it wasn't perfect. Or if I said it was perfect. I messed that up. I mess a lot of things up. Don't judge me on that. But, yeah. Happy quarantine time. Because this is what we're doing right now. We are Project YARE. Brad's playing a Yu-Gi-Oh game. I'm playing Donkey Kong 64. Nick probably playing Apex Legends. If you want to go against him or ask him to join, just message him on like Twitter or something. I don't know. I don't really know what Nick has. So me and Brad, we're just like, hi. We don't. Me and Brad don't really do online stuff. Like, I've even asked Brad if he would be willing to do some online stuff like Mario Kart on Switch, and he's just like, nah. I'm like, but it'll be fun. Nah. I'll buy Animal Crossing. Nah. Can't win with him. But you know what? Yeah, you can't win with him. Anyway, guys, this has been Project YARE AJ Edition, playing Donkey Kong 64. I'm considering Earthbound next time, but that'll probably be next time. This video is probably over already, and you guys are still listening, hopefully. Are you? Are you still listening? Are you still listening? Sweet. Everybody's gone. Time to party.